Good morning. It's Wednesday, the 15th of November 2017. Here we are, the official halfway through November day, boys and girls. The day is approaching. Ding dong merrily on high. Oh, yes, halfway through November. Where did that go? Yep, I told you. I told you back in March that before you knew where you were, it would be Christmas, and we're just a few days away from it now. Congratulations to James Clark this morning for getting the first message right at the top of the screen there. Oh, hang on a minute. Just a minute. I've forgotten to do something. Good morning, Facebook people. The rest of you, I haven't quite connected you yet, have I? Oh, it wants to do an update. If you're trying to talk to me on YouTube or Periscope, I can't get your messages for about 2 minutes, and then they will come in. So, but if you put any up there now, I won't get them. So hang on a second. I'll let you know when. Just a moment. What's new there? Oh, it was a blooming password now. Oh, is it that one? So many different passwords, dear. You must always use different passwords for everything. I think we're there. 1 minute. 0 of 5. 2 of 5. 3 of 5. 3 of 5. I think that's as far as we get, isn't it? Okay, you're with us now. Periscope and YouTube, you should be with us now. Welcome along, boys and girls. Lovely to chat to you last night when we did our late night chat show. Nearly 2 hours again, wasn't it? Had some wonderful calls last night from Sune in Sweden. Danny Davis, it's always a lovely pleasure. He won't be with us this morning. He's usually asleep at this time. He runs a pub, in Wrexham in Wales. He often calls in on the video phone. We don't have a video phone in the morning. We have a normal phone in the morning if you want to call in, but not yet. Okay, lines are not open yet, boys and girls. Hundreds of operators are standing by next door, waiting to take your calls and insert one straight up my wire pipe and down through the wires. Yes, that's a little bit later on. Who else called in last night? There was two other people called in. I can't remember who it was now. Never mind. It was always nice to talk to you late at night. It's like a little club, isn't it? Don't you think? Sometimes it's like a little club. And before I start, and you've got that countdown going on and all that business, I see people talking to each other. It is just like a little club. I love it. I love it. Don't think you need to use that chat to talk to me. Talk to each other. It's not really for talking to me anyway, is it? It's to talk to each other. I kind of glance over now and again and I see what you're chatting about. Usually it's bad things. Bad things about me, but I'm okay with that. No problem at all. I keep getting these damn things through the letterbox. Look, honestly, I ordered a packet of seeds about 15 years ago, and ever since then, I'm getting endless gardening magazines through the post. Have you ever ordered anything from garden places through the post? I mean, very pretty, but bulbs and bulbs and bulbs. And, it's nice to have something to read on the toilet. Don't you think? If you're one of those people who suffers a little bit from constipation, as I do, we're not in and out of the toilet in 20 seconds, I'm afraid. When you're in a nightclub or on a train and you're waiting for someone who seems to have been in the toilet forever, that's me. That's me. I'm sorry, I must apologise on behalf of myself and all other constipation sufferers throughout the world. It's us who's blocking up your toilets. You can't get in while we're in there. I'm not sharing while I'm in there. What do you want me to do? Stand on the side and wait for something to happen? No, so I must apologise on behalf of all toilet sufferers, okay? All right, so that's that there. Let's have a look. I've got to say, I'm loving all these new things on Facebook where you can do colours and shapes on your updates. I mean, I think you've only got a certain amount of words that you're allowed to use, but here's this morning's one. Look, isn't that lovely? Look, little thing I put up earlier, good morning and all that business. Today's show is at 9:45. Isn't that lovely? All the hearts and all that. And in particular, a heart thing today because Australia, of course, as Danny Davis called... I did wind up Danny Davis last night when he called in. As Danny Davis told us, and it's all over the news this morning, Australia has voted to legalise gay marriage, which I think is an excellent thing. And all governments and that throughout the world, I do believe governments themselves should do that. And it's nice. Why not? Why not have the same rights as straight couples? So I don't see a problem there. But when it comes to religion, now that's a different thing altogether. I think that's a different thing altogether, whether you're Catholic, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Jewish, whatever. You know, your religion is from thousands and thousands of years ago, and our religion's not really supposed to change, I don't think. So, for example, in the Catholic Church, as I'm Catholic and gay, okay, I'm Catholic and gay. I know it is possible. There's a lot of us, believe it or not. But the Catholic Church says two same-sex couples can't get married. Now, okay, that's it. That's their thing, right? That's the thing there. Now, the option is, do you want to be in the Catholic thing or out of it? I think it's the same with a lot of other religions as well. Muslim things. Do you want to be in the Muslim or out of it? Islam, isn't it? Do you want to be in Islam or out of it? If you want to be in, you can't get married to someone of the same sex. And religion-wise is very, very different to civil. Civil, absolutely, I think that's right. I think it's right. You should be able to marry anyone you want. Even your own cat. You should be able to marry your pets. When it comes to religion, I think it's a different thing. It's thousands and thousands of years old, all these religions, or at least hundreds of years old. That's how it was set there. So I don't see how you can change a religion for just because people want it to be changed. That's how it is. It's a little bit like going into a club or perhaps a posh restaurant. You know, the order is you need to wear a tie. Now, if you want to go into that restaurant, you've got to put a tie on. Otherwise, you can't come in. You see? Do you want to go in or don't you want to go in? You could put a tie on even though you don't like it and still go into that restaurant. No problem. Take it off when you come out. That's all right. No one's going to stop you going in. And I don't know what you think of that. Feel free to have a little bit of a chat about that this morning. Okay? But as I say, I am gay and I go to church on a Sunday. Now, people in that church, I mean, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? You know, actually, it's not that obvious. I don't think it is obvious. The lady who sits next to me in church, Vivian. Some of the little, and she is staunch, proper Catholic. Staunch. She don't like mistakes. You know, I'll get a jab in the ribs. Did you see that, Chris? He's read that wrong and that sort of thing. I love Vivian. Now, she handed me a little cartoon once. Twice she's done this, actually. She finds it very amusing. And it's a cartoon that she's cut out of a newspaper. You can call in on this if you want to. Let's open the phone line. There you go. She handed me this little bit of newspaper. And it had two gay guys. She's handing me this in church, okay? She's handed me this in church. It's two gay guys were sitting on a settee. And their child, I don't know if it was a boy or a girl. They had adopted a child. Doesn't matter whether the child came over to them and said, Dads, I've got something to tell you. This is the caption. And the answer was, what is it, daughter or son, whatever it was. I want to come out as being Roman Catholic. You see? So people know you are not chucked out of church because you are gay. I don't know anyone that's been chucked out of a church or probably an Islam, a mosque or a synagogue or a Buddhist temple. I don't know anyone that's chucked out because they're gay. But you can't marry in that church. You understand what I mean? Mosque, Jewish thing, whatever. You can't marry in one of those. That's how their religion. Now, if you want to go, that's great. You can go. No problem. They don't. No one's got a problem with you going. You just can't get married there. If you want to get married here in the UK as a civil wedding, yes, that's fine. Now Australia, fantastic news. Many, many places of the world. Hopefully, you'll be able to do it all at some point. Maybe it'll be like Star Trek. Now, Star Trek, when you watch the very first lot of Star Treks, you know, there's all sorts of people in there. And they all mix together. It's just a normal thing. No one's making a big thing about it. You will always get someone, generally, I suppose, people my age, who can't grasp the whole gay thing. You know, it's a bit beyond them that actually that girl fancies that girl. Well, how can that be? Oh, there must be something wrong with them. No, there's nothing wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with us. That's just how it is. That's just how we were born. We didn't choose to be like this. It'd be a lot easier if all the boys fancied the girls and all the girls fancied the boys. But I'm afraid that's not how the world is. This is how we are. One of those things. Born like this. Oh, but you chose to be like that. No, I didn't. I didn't choose to be gay. I tried the whole thing. I went through the girlfriends. I was even married once. But there's nothing you can do about it. You can't try and change yourself to suit everyone else. So that's what I think of the whole gay marriage issue. If you want to call in, you can do so. 0208 144 3477 is my local London number. Good morning to you. 0208 144 3477 if you want to have a little bit of a chat about that. If you've got Skype and you're abroad somewhere, it's a Skype in name as well. So United Kingdom Talk is the Skype in. Okay, so once again, United Kingdom Talk on the Skype in. And 0208 144 3477 is my local London number. And I went through all that because of the whole Australia gay vote thing for today. And that is fantastic news. And that is why there is a love heart. If you have a look around on your status updates on Facebook, you'll see lots of other little pictures and background colours and all that sort of thing. And you just select one and you type your message in there. And that all works very well. Now, has anyone got an iPad? Anyone got an iPad? I'll tell you why I ask. When I'm doing the late night shows, this is what I use to read news stories and bits of Facebook messages that come up and stuff like that. The only thing is, and I can get like today's birthdays up by going to events. There's events and I scroll down and there's today's birthdays at the bottom there, upcoming birthdays, including today's, which I will read out as always at the end of the show. Now, on the computer, I can go back a few days and find yesterday's birthdays, but I can't find them on this. So if you've got an iPad, do you know how you can go back to yesterday's birthdays? Because I was down there last night and I wanted to bring up yesterday's birthdays, but I can't find the way to actually do that. So if anyone knows how to do that, could you have a look and let us know somehow so it can become a little bit easier for me to do that sort of thing when we do our nighttime shows. All right, let's do some of your messages. Well, I'll kick off on the other side this way. Good morning to Jean. Good morning to Jean McDaniel. Welcome along. And Enalo, where are you? I'm in Bracknell, Berkshire, United Kingdom. Welcome along to the show. I think, you're all on the Periscope, aren't you? Thank you, Jean. I hear you. Yep. Jean obviously agrees with that. Welcome along, Jean. Good morning to Paul, who said last week you were peeing in a bottle in the car. Chris, now you were talking about being on a loo. I'm starting to worry about your plumbing. I've been worried about my plumbing for a long time, to be honest, Paul. You know, I have special powder in the morning to help me go. This is one of the wonders of being old. You see, I'm having a bit of a problem with a couple of my parts of my leg at the moment. The left-hand side, the left leg, and the left-hand side of my knee often gives me a problem when I kneel down or cycle. And my right hand, I'll put that up there, that gives me a problem. I don't know what that is there, but I'm having a problem there at the moment. And my mate who popped round for yet another free meal last night, he reckons it's all to do with age, and I'm inclined to agree with him, to be honest. I thought, now that I've lost all that weight, I might have, it might have been a bit easier on the old bones, but clearly not. As long as I can still talk and smile at you, then I'm fairly happy. As long as I can still talk and smile. Let's do your messages then. Good morning, Nathan. Wendy's there. Good morning to Wendy Young, who's lost another 2.5 pounds this week on the Slimming World. Congratulations and celebrations. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be. Oh, yes. Good morning to I can never say your name. Pasaribo. Oh, it's a lovely name. Pasalibo. Pasalibo. That could sound like a song, like an operatic song. Pasaribo, Passeribo! I can hear your name in like an opera or something like that. Welcome to the show, SOS Gregorian. Diane's there. Oh dear, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people before you this morning, Diane. Welcome. Good morning to Douglas Parks. Welcome along, Douglas. Welcome along to the show. I think you're new, are you? Are you new to the show? Welcome. Ray Reynolds is there. Good morning from Heidi High, the Blue Peter Garden. Christina down in Portsmouth. Welcome, Christina. Sarjat, good morning to you, sir. Good morning, Sarjat. Ray's there. Good morning to young Ray. Ray, Morrisons cakes and bread expert. He works in Morrisons on the cake and bread counter at Morrisons Queensbury. So next time you're in Queensbury, pop into Morrisons and say, "Is Ray there?" And he will know, and you will know who it is. You see, you're served bread and cakes by the lovely Ray. Thank you. Welcome along, sir. Let's have a look there. Christina, equality for all. Absolutely, yeah. Good morning to Danny Gibbs, who says, I'm so glad I got you on this morning. Yes, I'm glad you're there, Danny. I see you've got the glasses now. We're all going blind, aren't we, darling? I have to wear several pairs at the same time sometimes. You know, even now. Nope, still dark, still dark. Yeah, nope, still can't see anything. Just a moment now. We've got another one there, haven't we? Let's try. Oh, that's a bit better. That's a bit better. Yeah, hang on. Wait. One more pair should do it. There we go. Oh, I can see you now. That's fantastic. That's how bad my eyes are this morning. I now need to wear 4 pairs of glasses. Isn't it awful? It's ghastly. Look, 4 pairs of glasses. Do you like these? Christ. 4 pairs of these glasses. Now, if you was to buy 4 pairs of the glasses that I buy, it would cost you about 10 quid. Amazon. Yeah, Amazon. Check out what your reading glasses are. You can do that by going into a supermarket that sell glasses. Okay, go and try the glasses on, and when you go so far away from that reading thing that they've got on the post like that, and once you can read it, that's your glasses. And you look on there, and it'll give you a number like 0.5, 1.0, 1.5, 2, 2.5, something like that. Okay, then you put the glasses back on the shelf. You come home, you go onto Amazon, you type in reading glasses 1.5 or whatever your number was, and you'll be able to buy 4 pairs for 10 quid with free delivery. That's what we like. Amazon one-click ordering, although they're having a little bit of a bad press at the moment. The old Amazon, they really are. Morning, Kevin Webster. A little bit late this morning, but there you are, you know. Better late than never, so they say, unless, of course, I gave away a holiday earlier. In which case, not better late than never. Morning to Merlin, lovely Merlin, Richard Leedham, Mohammed. Good morning, Mohammed. Hope you're well, sir. Ray is Jewish and gay and very proud of it. Welcome along, Ray. As I say, our Morrisons expert. There's a Morrisons story coming up, boys and girls. Last night, on last night's show, you weren't there, were you? You missed it. It was a bit late last night. Actually, it wasn't that late, was it? It was about 11:15, I think I was with you last night. But last night, yes, I had a story about Argos. Argos now have a sale on, okay? If there's something you've been wanting to buy, I check out Argos. There's some big savings there to be had on some of the high-end goods, certainly, like 50 quid off a telly or things like that. Have a look on Argos. That sale has started today. There's another sale. There's another sale coming up later in the show. Don't go away. See how I'm hooking you in here. I'm hooking you in. Good morning, Ross. Welcome to the show. Merlin says, I've not been thrown out of a mosque for being gay, but I've been ostracised by family and the Muslim community because of my relationship. Terrible. Terrible. But you won't stop going into a mosque. So that's more of a family thing. And the people around, the hierarchy of the community, though, that, you're not stopped going in, are you? Do you see what I mean? You're not stopped going in. I'm sorry that you were being ostracised before your family. But, sometimes families are more than blood. Families are more than blood. Families are the people that want you to be with them. Absolutely. Families are the people that want you to be with them, Berlin. All right? Good morning to you, Paul. Welcome along, Paul. Thank you very much. I'm all for freedom as long as it's consensual and enjoyable. Good on the Aussies, he says. Absolutely. And good morning to Wayne Martin. Good morning, Wayne. I hope you're not driving a bus while you're watching the show today, dear. Do keep your eyes on the road, all right? Okay, let's just go back a day or two. Wanted to talk to you this morning about our karaoke that we did on Monday. Had an absolutely fantastic night on Monday. A lot of people in there for the karaoke. Karaoke every Monday is at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. We start at 8 o'clock and it finishes at 11:30. And that's with cheap drinks as well. That's every Monday night. And for this Monday, as you well know, or you may not know if you're new to the show, welcome along. I do stream the karaoke live from wherever I am. And you get to see wonderful characters and singers and just lovely people. Lovely people from all walks of life. With all levels of singing, some good, some terrible, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's all part of our little show, and we do stream live onto Facebook when we're doing the show, okay? And for the first time this week, I took along my laptop, my spare laptop, and plugged it. I made it was like a mini studio. Like in here with several cameras. I think there were 4 cameras in there, and I had 4 cameras hooked up to the system. Now you can see this. You can see this on my Facebook wall. I'm facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. Just go back a little bit to Monday. You'll find the karaoke show there and watch it, and you'll see what I mean. I would go forward about an hour because it kind of took me about an hour to get used to what I was doing. But I had 4 cameras hooked up there. We had the sound coming directly into the equipment, so there wasn't. It's not like when you've got an iPhone or a mobile phone, and you're in a bar and you say, "Oh, hello," and you're talking away, and you can't hear the person for all the ambient noise. No, I plug straight into the equipment, so the microphone is going straight into the equipment, so you don't get any of that ambient noise. So that was all plugged together, and it worked. Quite well. There's a few issues at the beginning, as I say, where I was getting used to the equipment. The sound dropped out at one point, and the reason the sound dropped out wasn't something I'd done wrong. Because I've got 4 cameras or 3 cameras and a sound thing plugged into the USB things. There's only 4 on there, so I had to use the little pad on the laptop. You know that where you've got your finger and you do, and I don't get on well with those. I want a proper mouse, one that I can roll around on a desk, so I can get on well with that. And the reason the sound went off is because I did that and it kind of got stuck a bit and knocked the volume off. It wasn't a physical thing that I'd knocked. It was just the volume on there. And of course you don't realise until someone tells you. So that was why the sound dropped off. Now and again the picture froze. I'm not sure why that is. Not sure why the picture froze. I can only guess that the laptop was trying to do other things. So it's an older, it's not that old. It's only 2 years old, that laptop. It's an i5 with 8 gig of RAM. So I should have plenty in there, I think. It's the same as this, actually. This is. I think this has got more than 8 gig in it, the equipment in here. But it did work to a point. Now and again, the picture froze. The sound never stopped. Apart from when it went off, when I knocked that thing, no problem with the sound whatsoever. It's just a picture that froze a couple of times. Possibly, if I was to take that laptop and factory do it. What's that called? Factory reset. So you go back to having a new laptop, although it's not new, but you clear everything in there and then load the stuff back on again that I want just for that. I reckon I could probably cure the picture freeze problem like that. But it wasn't too bad. It was certainly watchable. So that was fine. And the night went on. I had four cameras. There was one pointing at an audience. Unfortunately, someone didn't want to be filmed and moaned at the bar, which is quite fine. If you don't want to be filmed, you don't want to be filmed, and that's right. And and said I don't want to be filmed, so we had to turn that one off. But then he left. He left a little bit later, so when I see that he'd left, I asked everyone if it was okay. If it wasn't, just put your hand up, no problem, that's the end of it. No one put their hand up. There's a couple of them shouting, yep, film us, do it all, because they want to do it. You see what I mean? They want to be seen. A lot of people who do the karaoke, yes, they like to sing, but they also want to be seen. They want to stand on a stage and be seen by other people singing. Okay? And doing all this with the cameras and shoving it out on the internet, you know, it's not my show. This is my show. What I do there is not my show. Okay? You'll hear me talk in between. You'll hardly see me at all on the camera. It's their show. And the whole idea of doing all this camera business and all that is not only do the people, of course, in the pub see, but anyone who logs on. And they can be seen far and wide. I see people in there knowing once we're on and it's all happening, I see them texting or whatever their friends in various parts of the world or country, telling them, oh, I'm going to be on in a minute. Are you watching yet? I've seen this happening. So I'm doing something for them. And that's what I get the kick out of doing this job. That's what kicks me. Not the money. That's what kicks me when I've made someone happy. That really does it for me. I've only got to upset one person. And that really gets to me. It does. It shouldn't really. But it does. And some people sometimes, not very often, some people get upset for stupid reasons sometimes, you know, because they can't sing next, because they came in so late, there's no time for them to sing. And indeed, also, the bloke who complained about the camera, you know, that upset me a bit. Oh, Christ, you know, I'm trying to do this for all these people and that, and you're moaning, you know. Okay, so didn't want to be filmed, that's fine. Yeah, it's fine. But you could have just come up and said, please don't film me, rather than go and complain to the manager who then had to tell me, you know. I mean, that's just pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. But you try and do this for everyone else. So it's not my show, it's their show. And they like to be seen singing. That's what it's all about. Unless, of course, they don't want to be seen singing. And people know in there, if you don't want to be singing, you don't want to be seen, you just come up and tell me. I turn the camera around before you even start. No question about it. No argument. No, oh, please let them see you. No, you come up. Chris, can you turn the camera around while I sing? Yep, no problem. Turned. Done. No problem at all. Not a little complaint. How pathetic is that? Complaining to someone else so that then they can complain to me. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Sad, lonely and pathetic. That's what that is. Good morning to Jake. Jake Riley. Good morning, Jake. Have a look at Jake there. He does music stuff. His social media names are Instagram. There you go. Have a look at his stuff there. Okay. His Twitter, Jake Riley. Musically, Jake Riley 17. He's a young lad and he does music things. Have a little look on one of his sites there. Okay. So going back to the karaoke, so that was all well and good. So we turned that camera around. When he'd gone, I asked everyone, we turned it around again. And it's nice to get an audience shot. You know, people talking. I mean, what do you think is going to happen with that camera? Do you think it's going to zoom in on you so that it's listening to your secrets or something like that? No, there's no sound on those cameras. It's not picking up the sound from that camera. All it is an audience shot. And you see it on the television. I don't have a television studio. I'd love one. I don't have one. But that's the best I can do. Best I can do is a few high-definition webcams dotted around the place. And so the person sings. They finish singing. It cuts to a picture of the audience who are clapping. You understand? The atmosphere? Such a simple thing. Such a simple thing. Anyway, so once he'd gone, I turned the camera around and we did a few little audience bits and pieces, and then back on the stage and back on the audience and over there and over there. And it worked quite well, quite well. However, there's a couple of issues. Issue number one, I was incredibly busy trying to do everything. So I did it. But I was running the karaoke, people coming up and giving me bits of paper with their songs on, typing that in the computer, bringing the next singer on, watching for that singer to finish, keeping an eye over there, putting more pens out, doing the papers, going around the tables, collecting the books, putting them back on the table, pens, papers, and all that business. So I'm doing a karaoke at the same time I'm trying to work this video thing. You know, keeping an eye on the screen. Sometimes people move out of the camera, sort of like that, and you quickly switch to another camera. Trying to keep an eye on there in case something goes wrong, that sort of thing. And I was incredibly busy. And the time, went like that. But because I was doing all that, I didn't really have much time to do my bits that I do between the songs. I like to try and entertain people. Give it a bit of a laugh. This is not a serious karaoke night. I don't do serious. Now, there are serious karaoke singers and hosts out there, which is all well and good. That's fine. That's how they do it. I don't do it like that. I'm always surprised at people who come in and try and change the way you do something. Oh, why do you do it like that? Because that's how I do it. Why are you complaining? Go somewhere else. Why are you trying to change me? Go somewhere else if you don't like it. Simple as that. But of course you can't say that at the time. You've got to be, oh, well, I'm sorry, you don't like it. That's how I do it. Well, I think you should do it like this. No, well, I don't do it like that. This is how I do it. It's a laugh. It's an entertainment. It's a little bit of fun that we do 3 times a week. That's what karaoke is to me. It's not a serious thing. You're not singing in a bloody Royal Albert Hall or somewhere like that, are you? And people come out, oh, can you do this with a sound? Can you do the whistle light? Yeah, I can do that for you. I do the best I can. Best I can. But generally, serious karaoke singers don't come back. We want to have a giggle. That's what we want. We want to have a giggle. So that's issue number 1. I was so busy, and it was impossible to actually walk around and talk to people. I like to leave the stage. When there's a singer on that I trust and know, which is quite a lot of them, Maureen, Mary, Roy, Ray Reynolds International, Johnny, the other Johnny, non-Irish Mary, Matt. There's so many. When there's a singer on that I know and trust and I'm happy with the sound, I'll come off the stage and go around and talk to people. Couldn't do that on Monday. It was just too busy working all this equipment. So there's an issue number 1 there. Issue number 2, it takes a lot longer to set up and dismantle. But actually, I don't really have a problem with that. I don't mind getting there a little bit earlier or staying a little bit later to put the stuff around because we've improved it. It is such a large improvement to have several cameras going on like that rather than just one on the side. Now, one on the side is okay. Also, by going through the computer and having these other cameras, the quality, you may have noticed, was a lot higher than it is through an iPhone. Don't want to get too technical, but if one is rubbish and 1,000 is fantastic, okay, when I go for an iPhone, it's 360. Off the laptop, it was 720. Vast improvement in the picture, apart from the occasional freezing and the sound. And the sound was stereo. You probably haven't even noticed. The sound was stereo. Usually on the iPhone, well, always on the iPhone, it's mono. So there was vast improvements there. So I don't mind staying a little bit longer. And I do have to stop people coming up onto the stage at the end of the night because it's just wires everywhere. And what happens is they keep coming forward. You take a step back to do your wires and they take a step forward. And before you know it, they're in the middle of everything. And stuff gets damaged or forgotten. And they're trying to talk to me while I'm putting the stuff away. And it puts me off because I'm still at work. When I've said good night, I'm still at work. I'm still doing this stuff. And if you're talking to me, I can't concentrate. I can't remember to put that particular wire in that bag ready for the next gig somewhere else. And you get there and you haven't got it. Oh, God, I've left it at the other place. That happened a few weeks ago. I had to go back to one pub and collect something because someone had been talking to me on the stage. So that's that thing there. The other issue is an issue of data. Now, my phone, which I don't have with me at the moment, I've got an iPhone 8 now. My phone data, okay, I'm on the 3 network, which gives me unlimited minutes, unlimited texts, and more importantly, and this is why I went with 3 in the first place, unlimited data. Okay? So all the time, I'm doing these shows on the phone. It's all unlimited. Fine, no problem at all. But it's not unlimited tethering. or personal hotspot. And the way it has to work with the computer is that I tether from the computer to the mobile phone, so personal hotspot, and then out to the network from there. So there's no wires. Can't use the pub Wi-Fi. Pub Wi-Fis are notorious. They drop out. They're slow. Too many people on there at the same time slows everything down. Not possible to use the pub Wi-Fi. It's not good enough. So the only other way to do it is to tether to my mobile phone. Now, I get 12 gig of tethering each month, which is just, what is it today? The 15th. So that's just renewed. So I've got 12 again. I used tethering on Sunday for 2.5 hours. And I tethered on Monday for 3.5 hours. And there's hardly anything left. I think I've got about 500 megabytes left. You can buy more data. It's about 30 quid, I think, for 15 gig of data. And to be able to do the show as we did it on Monday through tethering or through a little mobile Wi-Fi thing, which I've got as well, which is actually, that's out of data as well, would cost me about 30 quid, £30 per night. Maybe a bit less. But you'd want to get that 15 gig in there because the show itself is using about 10 gig. So all that time you'll see in the show, of course, it's using data, yeah? So the whole thing used about 10 gig on Monday. Well, that's almost all of my 12 gig, and I only get 12 gig tethering a month. So you can see it's not really viable to do it at the moment. At the moment. We could do perhaps one show a month like that if you wanted to, you know, with 4 cameras set up. It's all right to do, but again, I'm incredibly busy while I'm doing that, and I feel like what it needs is another bloke sitting next to me working it, and someone sitting in the corner doing the stuff for the internet, and me doing the show. That's what it needs, really. But data-wise, it would cost about 30 quid every time we did it. And I just don't, it's not really viable, I'm afraid. So we tried it. It works to a point. I'm happy how it works. But there you see the issues I've had there. If I could plug into the modem, it might be better. But their internet is not good in this particular pub. And indeed the other one, it's just not fast enough. The more people that log on to the Wi-Fi in a pub, the slower it becomes. That's just the nature of the beast, isn't it? So that was the karaoke on Monday. And as I say, do have a little look at that, boys and girls. Just scroll down a couple of days on my Facebook thing, facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK, and you'll see Monday's show there. Go forward about an hour. Pick it up after about an hour because the first hour is a little bit freezy, and you'll see there. All right? Okay. Ray's gone back to sleep. Good night, Ray. What, at 10:30 in the morning? Come on, Ray. 10:30, you've gone back to sleep. That's outrageous. I'm outraged, Ray Reynolds. Morning to Alan Russell. Good morning, Alan. Ray's forgotten the number to ring in. Well, it's up on the screen, isn't it? Oh, hang on a minute. Maybe it's not. There it is. There it is. It's back up on the screen now. Sorry, Ray. Phone number up there if you want to call in. 020 8144 3477 is the phone number. Okay. Wayne says, I'm laying in bed not feeling well. Oh, get well soon, sir. Poor Ray is not well. Poor Ray. Not too well, are you? I'm sorry you're not well. All right? Good. So a couple of news stories here, boys and girls. Look at this. Morrisons, I told you. Argos have got their sale. That starts today. Now Morrisons as well. And I quite like Morrisons. I like Morrisons. I quite like the colour scheme in there. It's yellow, isn't it? What a pretty colour. I'm thinking, next time I do behind here, I'm thinking yellow. What do you reckon? Do you think we'll have yellow behind there next time? I usually keep the same background for about a year and then I change it. So I'm thinking a nice bright, breezy yellow in the background there, together with my picture of Her Royal Highness the Queen. No one's noticed the duck this morning, have they? I'm really disappointed at that. Look, this is new. This is new. My mate bought me this. It's a doorstop. It's a doorstop. This is my new United Kingdom talk duck. You want one of these, don't you? I know you do. I know where he got it from. I hope that's not leather. Oh, I think it is. Oh, those poor pigs, lovely. Oh, so this is my new pet. Isn't it wonderful? You get something like this. Look, it doesn't make a noise. It doesn't poo. It doesn't cost a lot of money at the vet. You can just cuddle it and stroke it. How sad is this? This is my partner replacement, you see. I don't have partners. I have inanimate objects that you don't have to clean up or row with. If I was to row with this duck, I would win. How fantastic is that? How many of you can say that at home about your partners? Good morning, Paul Mosley, who says, reminds me of Harry Enfield character. You don't want to do it like that. You don't. You don't want to do it like that. No. Anyway, back to Morrisons. It says, with only a week to go until this year's Black Friday thing, the discounts, I hate that term, Black Friday, don't you? Why can't it be called Sales Friday? What's it got to do with the colour black? I hate that. And so close to Christmas as well. Black Friday. It just sounds horrendous, that, doesn't it? It sounds like the end of the world, dear. The end of the world. The Australians always think it's the end of the world when they come over here and it's winter. You know, if you are in Australia, good morning, good day to you. Good morning to you in Australia. But if you was to come over here at winter, you know, there are a couple of days, mid-December, I think just before Christmas, where the sun only comes up for 1.5 minutes. It's pitch black all day and all night, and then suddenly at midday the sun peeps its head out. It's just a little glint, just a little flashing glint it is. And you think, oh, thank God. And then it's gone again. That was it. That was the day. The Australians think it's the end of the world when they come over here in winter. They really do, because it's permanently hot in Australia. Yes, 50 degrees centigrade at all times in Australia, even at night. Very dangerous place. Crocodiles, spiders, funnel web spiders, snakes, all going around, sleeking around in the high streets of Sydney through Hyde Park. Hyde Park. They couldn't think of a park name for themselves, so they named it after one of ours. Hyde Park in Sydney. Lovely place near the cathedral. Anyway, with only a week to go until Black Friday, the discounts are really hotting up, and Morrisons is the next to announce big deals hitting the stores today. With deals on boozy advent calendars. What's happened to advent calendars? Can I just ask you that? What on earth has happened to advent calendars? I remember being a child, and this calendar would come out, and you open a little window, and then it's a candle today. And you open another little window, oh, it's a Father Christmas today. You open another window, oh, it's the Virgin Mary today. Open another one, oh, it's a little picture of a Christmas present wrapped up. There's the one, oh, it's the baby Jesus today. Open another one, oh, it's a donkey. That was an advent calendar. Then more recently, I noticed they start putting chocolates in there. You know, number one, oh, it's a little chocolate in the shape of a cat. Open another one, oh, it's a little chocolate in the shape of a snail. And so on and so forth. Now, I've been out recently in Phoenix, and they do an advent calendar that's 50 quid. And you open a little door and there's some sort of facial moisturiser. Open another one, there's a bottle of perfume. Open another one, there's a set of false nails. And I've looked around on the internet and there's some really expensive ones. Open one, there's a gold ring. Open another. What on earth has happened to advent calendars? Where has the message of Christmas gone? How can you open an advent calendar and get stuff like that? It's just amazing. I don't know what's happened to advent calendars. Ray's on the line from Morrisons. Good morning, Ray.
How are you doing?
Lovely to hear your voice, Ray.
I've got this week off, so I thought I'm relaxing this week, taking it easy.
Are you selling advent calendars in Morrisons at the moment?
Yeah, but I don't know which ones we got. I don't really look at them.
Don't you think we've lost the message of Christmas here, Ray? What's all these
Yeah,
little
I did see one other day, a Star Wars one.
A Star Wars advent calendar? Really?
Yeah. I might go buy it. because my best friend, she really, I keep winding her up. I know her about 20 years. She hates Star Wars and Doctor Who, so I keep sending her pictures from YouTube about Star Wars and Doctor Who just to wind her up.
I'm not a fan of Star Wars. I'm a Star Trek person, Ray, myself. I like Star Trek. Have you got Netflix at home or not?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, the new Star Trek's on there. But Advent calendars, shouldn't it all be about the baby Jesus and Mary and Joseph and the donkey and the sheep and the parrot and the budgerigar and the mice and the hay and the shed that they slept in and all that? That's Christmas. Not a gold ring. Not a bottle of perfume. Not a Star Wars spaceship. That's not Christmas, surely, Ray.
When I see that old Christmas gift, and I think to myself, what's this? As you said, half of it, I thought Jesus never had all this when he was born.
No, well, but I mean, we don't know, do we? Maybe Jesus was a time traveller, and he actually had an iPad hidden in with the little swaddling clothes that he was wrapped in, and we just couldn't see it on the pictures that are in the Bible.
And the same with like Easter, like when you see that Easter stuff, so you see all these different characters on Easter eggs. Once you open the egg, it's no different. There's only a picture on the box.
I know. It amazes me how we've allowed commercialism to completely take over all our stuff. I know that you're Jewish, and I'm sure there's certain things in your Jewish religion. You're thinking, you look at this stuff in the shop, and how does that actually refer to like some sort of Jewish feast or something like that?
It's like Passover. When you see stuff at Passover, kosher Passover Coca-Cola, salt and pepper. There's no bread in Coca-Cola.
Thank you. Yeah, you see? So it's exactly the same, isn't it? And I think it's appalling, absolutely appalling how people will go out and buy an advent calendar with bottles of perfume in it, or Star Wars characters, or as you mentioned.
It's a waste of money, really, to buy it.
They are. I mean, Audi do. I think Audi do this advent calendar, which is little drawers. I don't know if there's anything in the drawers, or you put something in there. You could put something in there. But I would buy that. If I was to buy that one with like empty drawers, which I think is in Audi, and I think it's about 25 quid, something like that, then I would be putting Christmas type things, not necessarily religious, but you'd put in little things like a bauble, or a piece of tinsel, fun things to do with Christmas. Yeah. Not a Star Wars or a Star Trek Klingon in there or something like that. I think it's ghastly. I really do, Ray.
I mean, I think people looking at the schedules, now we're open Boxing Day every year. Where's the magic of Christmas gone? Every year is open 24/7.
Yeah. It's a shame, isn't it? A lot of the pubs are open at Christmas as well. I mean, I have to admit, I'm guilty as well. I worked in a pub for a couple of Christmases, and I used to work for British Telecom years ago.
I mean, you telling me years ago.
Yes, before I was an operator, I didn't have the qualifications. I'm not a very intelligent person when it comes to academics, so I didn't really have any qualifications to become an engineer. They wanted some sort of degree or something like that. I can't remember what it was now, and I haven't got.
Did you climb up the telephone pole?
I used to do that. Yes. I used to climb up there and sit up there and put the wires together. But before I could do that, I just got in British Telecom as an operator, and I became an operator for directory inquiries. So that was a good job. And then after that, I transferred it. Once you was in, that was it. That was it. Once you was in. How did we get to that?
Was you with Busby?
Was it with who?
Busby.
Busby, yes. Busby was around when I was working for British Telecom. Busby, and also the other lady. What's her name? The famous actress. Maureen Lipman. Maureen Lipman was doing the adverts when I was working for British Telecom. It was a great job, actually, going in and out of people's houses, fixing the phones. But to get to it, I became an operator first, you see.
Right. Good morning. Chris says Blackburn calling 144. You want to have a funny headphones?
142 director inquiries I did. It was all free then, Ray. We didn't have to pay to get a phone number. I think it's like £5 now to get a blooming phone number. Who in their right mind would ring a number and be charged £5 when you can look something up on the internet? It's just madness. Absolute madness.
Yellow pages, phone books. No one has phone books anymore.
No. Well, BT's opinion when I was working for Director Inquiries was, well, we can look up the number for free, but we make the money anyway when you make the phone call. You see? That's how it was all sorted. And then some blooming money man come in and decided, oh, no, we can make more money, let's charge it. And the money men take over, you know. I haven't got time of day for them, these blooming money men. I really haven't.
That's why I keep most of my phone numbers on my phone or the computer.
Very sensible, Ray. Anyway, my darling, thank you very much for calling in.
Hope to see you Saturday evening with Paul Stone.
Excellent. I'll see you Saturday night when I'm at Central Station, all right?
Yes. See you soon, thanks.
Cheerio, Ray. Bye-bye. There we are, the lovely Ray calling in there from North London there. Good morning to Kevin Bell joining us this morning. Morning, Kevin. Wayne says, Wayne loves Alan too. Oh, you love everyone, Wayne. Wayne loves everyone. Good morning to Joss, my very good friend in Australia there. The parrot and the budgerigar. Yeah, maybe not a parrot and a budgerigar. Maybe that, I'm not sure. There was a parrot and a baby budgerigar visiting the baby Jesus in his manger in that old shed. As apparently only because Travelodge was full up at the time. Travelodge and Premier Inn were full up, so they had to find a thing there. Okay. Alan says Aldi do 6 cupcakes for 29p. Thick chocolate and white chocolate with hundreds and thousands. Delicious. If they sold them on the corner shop, they'd be about 150. Yeah, and the rest, Alan. I've seen, and I kid you not, I've seen cupcakes for £5. £5 for a cake? Are you serious? Oh yeah, but it was handmade. £5 for a cake? No, don't buy it. If you think you're being ripped off, it's simple. Don't blooming well buy it, and that's the end of it. Be done with it. Thank you very much. It's 9:30 where Joss is at the moment. Oh, you've still got a little bit more time before you go to bed, haven't you, Joss? I hope so. Anyway, good. No Slimming World yesterday for me because I had a bit of a busy day yesterday. On Tuesday, I'm doing a hospital trial thing at the moment. Basically, over 50. Okay, so they want to be over 50. They asked me to do this trial because I go to a hospital to have a little thing sorted out a couple of times a year, and often they ask us to do a trial, and I always say yes, right? Because I'm here because of what they do. Okay, I'm here because of what they do for me. So I like to give something back because it's all free here. We don't have to pay for anything. Fortunately, the wonderful NHS. So I'm on this trial at the moment, and it's to see people over 50 how they change over a number of years. So what I have to do is I go there. They take some blood. Oh, she weren't very good at that. Can I just show you this? Okay, if you're a bit squeamish, look away now. I'll let you know when to look back. Right, you ready? So they took the blood. She weren't very good at that. Look at that. That's not very good, is it? God's sake, look at that. What a mess. Can I leave that off now? Do you mind? I'm getting a bit hot in here. It's quite warm in the studio this morning. So they take some blood, and then I have to do various tests. And I go in this, it's like an X-ray machine, but it measures bone density. So they started this 3 years ago. I've got another couple of years to go, okay? They start this 3 years ago. And you go in this machine, and it goes up and down, and you take off your trousers. You can leave your T-shirt on. And this machine goes right up again, up and down like that. It goes. And it's taking lots of low power, low density. Oh, low power. Low power. I don't think that's the right low dose. Yeah, it's taking lots of very low dose radiation pictures, and it goes up and down, and it goes slightly to the side, and it does your hips and your legs and your rib cage, and it's measuring bone density. Okay, because certain drugs I'm on, they want to see that that's not affecting my bone density, or if it's changing. right? So it goes up and down like that, and you're in there for the whole thing yesterday was about 2.5 hours. I'm in this machine. You're not in a machine, okay? You're not in like the MRI tube. You're not in a tube thing. You just lay on like a bed, like a flat bed like that. And the bloke comes over and he moves your legs into a certain position and he tapes them together at the bottom while the machine's going over, tells you not to move and all that. And so you're in that about 15 minutes. And when it's finished, I went over. He said, there you go, you can have a look if you want. And there, on the computer screen, is my skeleton. How weird was that? Now, that's something you don't normally see until someone's dead. Isn't it? How awful. I don't know if I like that or not. Stop it. So there I am. I'm standing there looking at my skeleton from the front and the side while it's down. I'm trying to see if there's anything wrong there. And the head is quite black, and there was a reason for that. Why is the head black? No, it was completely normal. There was nothing to be seen at all or anything like that. So that was absolutely fascinating. Good morning, Sune. Glad to see you've managed to get up. Oh dear. John says I'm like a peach that bruises easily. Oh, I am like a little peach. I am a peach, John. Come and take a bite out of me this morning, yes. What condition? I keep that private, Kevin, if you don't mind. I tell you there's something slightly wrong, but I won't tell you what it is, okay? I like to keep that private, if you don't mind, Chris. All right? So that was the machine going up and down. And then I had to do a couple of tests. I had to walk up and down as quickly as possible, and she times you. This is all age. This is to see your age, how you're changing with age, you see. So I walked up and down. And what was the other thing? I had to squeeze this thing, and the little meter. And I had to do everything 3 times. So they choose... I don't know, they choose the best one or something like that. So there's a little meter there, and you squeeze the thing, and a little meter goes up to see how strong you are, I suppose. What else? And then I had to do computer tests. So there's a little computer, she brings out a laptop, and one was playing cards, okay? And you've got 2 buttons, I think it was K and D, K for yes, and D for no. So a card would go over. If the card was the same as the one that was previous to it, you click yes. If it wasn't, you click no. Yeah? So these cards are coming over. Then it does it with numbers. So if the number was the same as the one before, click yes or no. So again, 10, yes, 10, yes, 9, no. Yeah? Get it? And then another test was, is the card the same as the card was the one before? If you see what I mean. So you might have a 8... So that you ignore the first 2. 8, yes. 7, yes, because that was the one before. 6, no. And that I found that a bit complicated, that one. Now, I'm not someone who likes computer games. That's the only thing. So I found this whole thing here incredibly boring. Incredibly boring doing these computer games. But worse than that was this shapes thing that I had. So you've got bubbles on a screen, little round circles, okay? And behind the circles are shapes. So the first one, I think it's called a cognitive test. The first circle, there's a yellow circle and all the rest are blue. So you click on the yellow one and it shows you a shape. And it then covers it up with the yellow circle. And then it shows you where the shape is. So that's to start with. So you see where all the shapes are. Then they all close. And then it starts. And it puts a different shape in the yellow thing each time. You have to guess where that shape is on that thing. I found that incredibly boring. And I told her, dear, I'm not one to keep my mouth shut, as you well know. I told her. I said, I think this is incredibly boring, this. And there was another couple of tests as well. I can't remember what they were. But that's what I did yesterday. So that's why I wasn't with you yesterday. And unfortunately, I couldn't go to Slimming World either yesterday for my weigh-in because I'd had this appointment booked for some months there. But that's just the way it is. So that was nice. After that, I went to Dominique's little cafe restaurant type place where I often go when I go to this particular hospital. And I had a little... vegetarian breakfast, a couple of Linda McCartney. So that was my treat this week. Actually, I've got 2 treats this week. I've got one tonight as well. Got one tonight as well. But that was my treat. Every week I treat myself to a meal or a cake or something. You know, I come off the Slimming World and I have one of those things and I look forward to that, which is quite nice. You can't do it all the time. Oh, the weight would pile back on again. You can't do it. But I had my vegetarian breakfast, 2 Linda McCartney sausages, scrambled eggs, baked beans, mushrooms, and then those potato triangle things. What are they called? What are those potato triangle things you got? They're not hash browns, are they? Aren't hash browns brown? These weren't. They was like something deep fried, I think they were. Very bad. Very bad. Don't tell Linda. Don't tell Linda at Slimming World Wokingham, whatever you do. Very, very bad indeed. So I had that and 2 pieces of white toast with butter. So I sat there and I enjoyed that. It was very nice. And another couple came in and they sat next to me and another bloke was sitting over there coughing and sneezing his head off. I thought, oh my God, what's going to happen here? We're all going to get infected with your cold, whatever it is. And it was nice. And I sat there and it's a little private restaurant in Hampstead called Dominique's. And when you go into this place, I'm a bit of a regular customer. Whenever I have to go to the hospital, which is a few times a year, I go and see. I go in there afterwards. 9 times out of 10, I go in there if I'm on my own or with my best mate Ron. We go in there for the vegetarian breakfast. Or they do other stuff in there, lunches and jacket potatoes and all sorts of Italian stuff and all that. And you go in and the owner, about 50 years old, foreign, possibly Italian, I don't know, grey hair now. He might have his back to you and he hears the door go and he turns around and he sees you. And he comes from behind the counter, he walks around, hello, how lovely to see you again. Big smile on his face, grabs your hand and shakes it like that. He said, how are you? Come and sit down. Where do you want to sit today? I'll just sit over there. Oh, that's all right. I'll send someone over. Lovely to see you again, sir. We'll be with you in a minute. Now, how wonderful that makes you feel. How warm and valued and wanted it makes you feel. And that is how all restaurants and businesses should be. And indeed were at one point, before the big chains took over. Now, I like Toby Carvery. I'm vegetarian. I don't have the meat, but I can have a great big plate of potatoes mainly, vegetables and things like that. Have I ever got that in there? No, never. Hello, if you just wait over there, we're arrange for you to sit down, and then they rush off. They haven't got the time of day for you. That's the big difference between going into a family restaurant that you've been in a couple of times and going into a chain restaurant where they're not really, you're kind of all, you almost feel like you're in the way. You know, should I actually be here? You know what I mean? You go into Pizza Hut. You know, usually some youngster serves you and they do their best, but they don't have a character. There's no character. Now and again you get one. The Americans have got it right. They can do it. Me and my nephew were in Florida a couple of years ago and we used to go in TGI Fridays, and from the first day this woman came over, big girl she was, so bubbly and happy. Hello, how are you today? I've got the menus here. So where are you from and all this business? Yeah, that kind of worked. It wasn't the kind of warmth that I receive in Dominique's, but it wasn't far off it. You know, she'd done her best, and it was the same in a place over the road. What was that called now? Chili's. Place over the road from TGI Fridays. We also went to Chili's. Very similar food. Very similar reaction from the waiters and waitresses in there. You know, they were good at it. We are not good at that here. We are not good at that. You go in some like fancy restaurant in London or a hotel and they're all a bit stuck up their own arses, aren't they? You know. We go to afternoon tea in Harrods. It was a little bit like that. They were friendly enough, but you know, there's an air of aloofness about them, isn't there? Walking to Dominique's, it's like you're a member of the family as you come in that door. I'm only spending 10 quid. It doesn't matter. Could have gone in there for a cup of tea and I would receive the same welcome. And that's a big, big difference between going in a family-run, single restaurant. He's only got one place. I was asking him how's business. He said, business is good. He said, it's the rates that are crippling us. He pays £20,000 a year in rates. And, of course, there's the rent on top of that of the property in Hampstead. It just goes up and up, he said. You know. His prices don't go up and up. And I get that service in there. And you know what? The meal was 12 quid. I gave him 20 quid. He then tried to give us a tenner back. I said, well, I thought it was 12 quid. He said, that's all right. No, here's a tenner. I said, no. I said, I'll tell you what. I said, take that back. He said, really? I said, yes, take it. I paid 20 quid for a £12 meal. Now, that's a blooming good tip. £8 tip. But he gave me the service and I felt wanted while I was in there. Can you honestly say the same when you go in Pizza Express or McDonald's? Ever given a tip to anyone at McDonald's? No. Why is that then? Only at the till for 1 second, aren't you? I'll have that, and that, please. Take the money. Next one. No service. They're okay. I can't think of a time I can complain about a McDonald's employee. You know, they do the job. They're not rude. That's okay. But there's going the extra mile, or in this bloke's case, the extra 10 miles, I think, as you walk in that door. And I would assume it's the same in all family restaurants. Once you've been in there a couple of times, they get to know you. Would you like your normal table and all that? And it's just nice. If you want to go down the local petrol station and grab a sandwich and sit there and eat it on your own, you miserable bastard, then do it. But sometimes it's nice to go in a restaurant and feel valued like that. It really is. And I highly recommend that. Dominic's restaurant. He doesn't know I do this. You know, it might be one or two of you watching this today who live in London. That sounds a nice place and you'll go there now. But he doesn't know that I do this and that I'm telling you to go there. But I am. Dominic's. It's if you come down the road from... What's that place up the road? You come down the road, the Royal Free Hospital is on the right, and you go down to the roundabout, turn left, and it's along there. You've got a bread shop right on the corner next to a hairdresser's as you come down the hill, and you come round the corner. There's always buses there, 2 or 3 buses on that corner. Just keep going a little bit on the left. Not the Hampstead tea rooms. We've been in there before, and the wait was just terrible. Awful. This is Dominique's restaurant, cafe. Nice lunches. I don't know what time they close, actually, maybe night time as well, but it's worth you going in there and just experience it. And if you do, please come back and tell us that, okay? Alan says, do you still have the thing on the phone where you can see someone at the street door? Yes, I do. Yes, Ring. It's called Ring. Goodbye, Wayne. Wayne's off now. He's got to drive his bus somewhere. Is that right, Wayne? Okie doke. So that's it. So that's what I did yesterday. As I say, I didn't manage to get to Slimming World. Wendy did. She's lost 2.5 pounds, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show. Fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. Good. All righty. I think we're going to have to wrap up there, boys and girls. Tonight, I'm going to the BBC Radio Soul Night Out in Camden Town. I'm meeting up with a friend of mine, Peter. Actually, well, where did I put my ticket? Which I printed off months ago now. I hope it's here somewhere. Hang on a minute. Oh, gosh. Where's my ticket? Oh, wait, is this it? Yeah, here it is. Here's my tickets. The Soul Night Out at Coco's. Here's my tickets. Oh, yes. So I'm going to that tonight. Starts at 6. I think it's all over and done with by about 10:30. So I'm looking forward to doing that tonight. I'm going in by train this afternoon. I'll probably leave here about 3 o'clock. I'm meeting up with my friend Peter. He does a show on Hospital Radio Basildon. And... we'll be in there. Tony Blackburn is hosting, and we've got various soul artists appearing on the stage, including one big surprise, and we don't know who that is. We honestly don't know who that is. Perhaps the big surprise will be I will be invited onto the stage with Tony. How fantastic would that be? Yes, please. Tony Blackburn is announced. So that's where I'm going tonight, and very, very much looking forward to doing that. I should probably leave her about 3 o'clock. I think I'm going to have to... I'll have to either walk or cycle to the station, I think, about 3 o'clock this afternoon. It's not really any other way of doing it. I can't take the car. I don't really want to take the car into Camden Town at 5 o'clock in the afternoon because that would just be a nightmare parking. It's just not worth the effort. Of course, coming home is a different thing because, I'll be getting a train at like 10:30 at night. I don't think I've ever been on a train that late at night, actually. I can't remember. Oh, good morning, Ronnie. How are you today? That's my best friend Ron has just come up online there. Good morning, Ron. Cordy says, I work at McDonald's and give my all. It's called special care. We call it vital ingredients. And even if the customers are horrible, I kill them with kindness. I like that. I like that. Kill them with kindness. What you need to start doing, Cordy, is the whole Dominique's thing. As soon as you see them come in the door, you come from behind the McDonald's counter and you shake their hand profusely and welcome them into your restaurant. Do you do that? Thought not. I thought not. Shall I do one more story here? Let's do one more story here. We didn't finish the Morrisons thing, did we? I haven't finished the blooming Morrisons story yet. I've got to finish that off before I go. So here we go. It's the Morrisons Christmas sale starts today, and it says whether you're tipple, Morrisons have an advent calendar. And this is what we were talking about advent calendars earlier. Yeah, what the hell has happened to advent calendars? They've gone mad. Both advent calendars are filled with 24 bottles of your chosen liqueur for a treat each day. The Ginmas advent calendar is 60 quid and holds 24 mini bottles of gin. That's nearly £70 cheaper than similar advent calendars, such as the Masters of Malt version and Selfridge's gin advent calendar. What is all that about? Advent calendars, that's not religious at all, is it? Where's the little picture of the candles and the sheep, dear, when you open the door? Nothing. More of a beer fan, then Morrisons have a beer advent calendar. It's only 30 quid, has got 24 bottles sized between 275 millilitres and 330 millilitres. It's also great value as it's nearly half the price of Beer Hawk and Beer Hunter versions. If that wasn't enough, this is in this morning's Daily Mirror, by the way. It also comes with a free glass, only available in stores. And it goes on. You know, you've got a magnum of Canty Prosecco for £10. That's good value. A Baileys bag set is £5. A Baileys travel bag is 10 quid. Is that like washing stuff? I think that's washing stuff. So there's quite a lot there. So 2 sales on at the moment. 2 Christmas sales at the moment. First of all, you've got the Argos sale is on there for your TVs and things like that. And the Morrisons one, perhaps for Advent. Don't buy those Advent calendars. Get a normal one. You open, a picture of a candle. A picture of a Christmas tree. A picture of the Blessed Virgin Mary, Mother of God. A picture of a cross. That's what you want. A traditional, none of this gin and stuff. It's not Christmas. Good morning, Peter, who says, good... Let's have a look. Where are we now? Oh, of course. So you're talking to each other there, aren't you? I beg your pardon. Sorry, you're talking to each other. Peter says, likewise, good to see Chris supporting another old trooper from the old school at Central last Saturday. Oh, we had Earl Grey. She's hilarious. She is hilarious. Some of the stuff she comes out with, Earl Grey, always a great pleasure to work with. She knows she won't work with anyone else. Peter, that's true. She'll only work. She complains bitterly if there's anyone else there. I do actually do nearly all the Saturdays now at Central Station. It's a lovely night Saturday, and I'll be honest with you, it's a lovely easy night Saturday. I'm only there like 9:30 till midnight. Such a nice night that is. Ronnie loves gin. We'll go and have a bath in it or something then. Do you want a bottle of gin for Christmas, Ron? Along with the candles that you discovered, the secret candles that were supposed to be a surprise gift for you, the candle. In my cupboard that you just happened to be seen. Oh dear. Hello to Zahudula. Welcome along to you as well. Oh, Wayne, you're still there. Oh, good morning, Adam. Morning, Adam. Congratulations on getting out of bed. God's sake, look at the time now. Blimey. Well, I will have to go now, boys and girls, because it's time to have my pills, but not before we do yesterday's and today's birthdays. Now, I did ask you... I've asked this a few times now. If anyone's got an iPad and they know how to get to yesterday's birthdays on this, please let me know, because I can't find how to do it. That's on the Facebook. Okay, so Facebook, on the computer, it's very easy. I click on birthdays. There I have a list of today's birthdays and yesterday's and the days before. On here, I don't seem to be able to do it. I can't find how to get to yesterday's birthdays on the iPad. So if anyone knows how to do that, please send us a little private message and let us know how to do that, okay? So today's birthdays, here we go. We'll do today first. Happy 56th birthday to Guy Melidoni. Happy birthday, Guy. To Jamie Morris. Good morning, Jamie. Happy birthday. David Lee Bastable is 55 years old today. Happy birthday, David. Max Galushi. That's a lovely picture, Max. You look so young. Because you are. Only 30 today. My favourite age, Max, was 32 to 47. So you've got a couple of years before you get there, okay? Thank you, Max. Happy birthday to you. Missed you. Ricky James. Good morning, Ricky. 35 years old today. Rojali Doank is 41 years old today. Catherine Calameira Fingal. Happy birthday to you. And happy 40th birthday to Ben Saunders, who I worked with at, that place in Reading. What was it called? The Granby, which is gone now. It's an ice cream shop now, the Granby, isn't it? Called Sprinkles. And I never see anyone in there. I don't know. I can't believe they're making any money in there. I would imagine they're running at a loss in there. But happy birthday to you, Ben. For yesterday's birthday, it's little pretty Duke Chris Tui. Happy birthday to you for yesterday, Duke. How are you, sir? Little Chris. You haven't been in a pub lately, darling? Yeah, Chris has fancied me for a long time, to be honest, boys and girls. He just doesn't know how to tell me, do you? I know, I can see the little glint in your eye when you're looking at me. Happy birthday yesterday also to Paul Stone, a.k.a. Victoria Sponge. Now, it's Victoria Sponge's big birthday bash on Saturday this week at Central Station. Paul does drag and is a nice bloke, a really, really nice bloke. We had a little bit of a sort of mini party for him on Monday, but his big party is Saturday night at Central Station. So if you're not doing anything on Saturday night, come along to Central Station in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Showtime is 10:30. I'm there 9:30 to midnight, playing a few tunes and have a little bit of a chat on the microphone as well. Happy birthday, Paul. Such a nice person. It says you're 112, and I think that's wrong. You come across as a lot older than that, my friend. Happy birthday, Paul. Happy birthday to Danny Cowan. Danny is one of the voices behind Channel 4. You know, when you see, and now on Channel 4, he's one of them. He's the one with the Irish accent. Or is it more 4? He might be on one or the other. Or E4. Oh, there's so many now, dear. I'm not sure which channel you're on. But listen, on one of the 4 channels, Channel 4, E4 or More 4, one of those channels, there's a bloke with an Irish accent. That's Danny. And it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Danny. I know all the stars, dear. All the stars. Did I tell you about that time I met Linda Gray, a.k.a. Sue Ellen from Dallas? Did I tell you that? One of my personal friends, she is. Joanna Hill, happy birthday, Joanna. Happy birthday to Tama Brenton Blair for yesterday, 34 years old today. Sally Valaquez de Thompson, 66 years old yesterday. Happy birthday, my darling. All over the world, aren't you all? Isn't it wonderful how we can share these birthdays together? Sean Reed. Greetings, Sean. Last time I saw you, it was on a skiing holiday about 10 years ago, or 15 years, was it? Something like that, Sean. Yes, good morning to you. I think you caught me with your mate, didn't you? Happy birthday yesterday to AODG do Obarde. Happy birthday to you, sir. Liam Tiger Corns. Happy birthday, Liam. And happy birthday to Chris War. Little Chris. Happy birthday to you all. Let's sing the song, boys and girls, shall we? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right, gang. Have a wonderful birthday, all of you. Have a lovely, lovely time. I'm hoping to have a lovely time tonight at the BBC Radio London Soul Night out with Tony Blackburn. I take my camera in so we can get a few shots of some bits and pieces. I'm really looking forward to tonight, and we'll have a little meal before we go. Just some final little messages coming through there. Let's have a look. Adam's done Adam. Adam's coming to the quiz night tonight. No, you're not, Adam. I'm not there. I'm not there tonight, Adam. I'm off tonight. Barry is hosting the quiz tonight. I'm out at the Radio London Soul Night out. Okay? All right. And that's it, I think, boys and girls. Good. There, we're done. Thanks very much for watching and listening to the show today. What's the time? 11:05. I think I'll probably be able to get a swim in this afternoon before I have my lunch, and then on the train for our little trip to the BBC Radio London Soul Night Out. Have a lovely, lovely day, everyone, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye now.